Hi everyone, Seth and Tori Bolt here. We just read the last post on our group, and just felt it might be most appropriate to just speak face to face with everyone who's read it, so you have a chance to actually hear the rest of the story and the reasons why some of these things don't line up. Because what is missing is a lot of what happened in our personal life during the time that we've been in construction. And without knowing that or knowing anything about us, it's hard for the timeline to make sense. This is the first time I've ever had my character questioned like this in a public way, and it's a lot to process and deal with. But I'm a man of my word. I was born and raised in a Christian family, play music in a Christian band, and it's really tough to hear another member of any community claim that I'm a liar when they haven't spent any time at all with me, and are just decidedly against what we're doing. And that's fine. They're entitled to their opinion, and there's nothing we can do about people if they're going to oppose us. But there's an effort being made to vilify us, and we just want to take a few minutes to set the record straight on a couple things, and let you know why our plans changed in the middle of the process.
Several things came up unforeseen in our personal lives, one of which is my father. He's a firefighter, has been for 35 years, and last year he was severely injured. So bad that it put him out of work. He's been out of work since August, and we've been trying to help and support him, and it's looking like he's not going to be able to go back to work because of his physical condition. That's something that we have been dealing with, that we didn't publicize to everybody because we're just trying to deal with it in the most mature and responsible way we could.
Unfortunately, that financial need occurred at a time when we had invested all of our money into building our new home here on the island, and even the construction itself cost us even more than we had planned for. We knew it, it always tends to cost more, right? But it cost a lot more than we anticipated, between the cost of labor and the cost of some of the materials that went up during that time. So those two things put a real financial strain on us as well. I play music professionally, and that's been an incredibly rewarding career for us, and an opportunity to really bless people. What I hear, when I meet people, is how much the music that I've created throughout my adult life. I'm 35 now, so we've been at it for a long time. What a difference that's made for them. And I've made it my business to always try to invest my time and energy in efforts, or songs, or something that is good for communities, good for people, not just something to make a paycheck. So this is the first time I've ever experienced anything like this, and given, the music industry is an interesting career because it's not one that you're really guaranteed to have until you turn 65 and retire. And there was a time last year whenever the band was not certain of its future. So the culmination of all those things is what led us to make the decision to rent out some of the cabins when they were not going to be in use. And from talking to members of the WILDFLOWER board, they let us know that as long as that those have always been conditionally approved, as long as they fit in with the community, bed and breakfast. Right. As long as they fit in with the community and embrace the spirit of, and are built in a way that really preserves the land, built sustainably, and we were already doing all those things for the little nature retreat that we were building for our family. We just had our whole family in for Christmas last year, and that was just a really special time for us. And we're so glad to be living here and enjoying the tranquility of this island. It's something that we do not want to jeopardize in any way, shape, or form. And our family loved it, and we look forward to starting our own family here, raising kids here. One of the uses we have in mind for the extra cabins and why we built extra is so that our parents will have a place to retire to, whether they live there full time or are just close enough to be with us and help us raise the kids that we want to raise out here in this amazing rural setting of Wadmalaw.
And we have the utmost respect for the people and elders of the island. I write for the Wadmalaw newsletter and have had the privilege to meet many folks on the island and hear their stories. And last year I wrote a story celebrating the 30th anniversary of the Wadmalaw Island Land Planning Committee. And I got to interview some of the original board members. And I mean, it was incredible. I think the big thing to remind you of is that we're on the same team. It's been posed differently, but that's not the case. We love Wadmalaw. We are very passionate about preserving it for the future generation. We will be the next generation to fight for it. We have the utmost respect for the foundation that's been laid by the WILPC, and we are 100% in support of their work, and making sure that we're in line with that. Unfortunately, PDs has been our only prescription. We do not want one. After meeting with some folks from the WILPC board, they said, "Hey, why don't you talk to county and see if there's any other way? Plead with them." And we did. And they got frustrated and saying, like, "No, we told you before. This is your only way to be able to illegally rent out your place."
Yeah.
So unfortunately, the PD is just the mechanism to get us to what we want to do. And what we want to do is very in line with the island.
And it used to not require a PD. So, as some friends put it just the other day, we're in between a rock and a hard place. We understand that that's where we are. We understand that opposition is part of it. But unfortunately, because of the new law, we have to get the PD, and that's going to put some people against us purely on principle. Now, of all the people who have taken the time to attend our cookout and meet us personally and see what we've built, any cares and concerns they had vanished because they had a chance to actually listen to us and listen to our plans and hear about what we built and how our plans changed and evolved, and then the story makes sense. But if you're only getting one side of it, then it looks like we're bad people and we're developers. We're not. We're not trying to develop Wadmalaw. We have no desire to do that. We built this place for ourselves. It just so happens that we have it lends itself easily to being rented, and we would like the freedom to do that. So thank you to everyone who has come to us and said, "Listen, I know you're getting a lot of things said about you online. We support you. You guys are good people. We thank you for the warm welcome. We thank you for people having an open mind, and for taking the time to listen to us and get the rest of the story. Because, like I said, if you're only reading half of it, then that's all you're getting. And the people who have said all these things have not taken the time to meet us. They have.
We've attempted.
They've scripted a story that is the sole intention of it is to vilify us. And the truth is, there's no way we can keep up with everything everyone says on Facebook, and we're not going to try, but we're going to make at least a face-to-face appeal so that you can, look you in the eye and tell you that we have nothing to hide. And if you have any questions for us, we're more than happy to answer them. And we really hope that the rest of the community will embrace us and embrace what we have to, the friendship that we have to offer, the jobs that we can create for the island, and just know that we've never experienced this before. We're good people, and
we hope we have the opportunity to meet you very soon in person.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to hear us out and hear the rest of the story.